There are definitely some weird things that the South does that are completely different than in the North and also the West. Today we're covering some of my top things that I noticed moving from the North or Chicago that are certainly gonna be strange to you when eventually you make your way to the South in Northwest Arkansas. So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire, the horrible, the no good state of Illinois, the worst. Anyways, I could have moved anywhere I wanted to in America. I could have moved to Huntsville, I could have moved to Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, Colorado, Arizona, anywhere I wanted to in America, but I chose Northwest Arkansas. And it is by far the best place to live in America, by far. If you ever want to talk about why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America, call me, text me, let's meet up for coffee and talk about, again, why Northwest Arkansas is, again, the best place to live in America, by far. So without further ado, let's jump right into the content. All right, and the first thing that's definitely different in the South comparison to other parts of America is the fact that so many people here address you as sir or ma'am. And you're probably seen in the movie, if you haven't been down to the South, and Northwest Arkansas is, I consider the South, but it's right at the cusp, but we'll just run with it for a little bit. But when you actually get here, so many people address you as sir and ma'am. And at first when I moved here, coming from the North or from a different part of America, I thought it was kind of a level of respect to some extent, which is true, but it's like everybody does it, whether you're someone who is older that works at like a gas station all the way down to a child. Like it is such a prevalent thing here. Now, when I was growing up with it, you know, maybe your parents taught you or didn't teach you sir or ma'am, even in other parts of America. That was not necessarily the way I was done where I grew up, but regardless, it is a common thing here in the South, and I use that term very loosely. So if you're moving here and you are kind of shocked when people start using that, just get used to it. It's very common around here. Because when people started saying that, I was like, do they like think I'm like some sort of person of like whatever, like more respect them? But I realized it's like everyone does it. And so I've gotten more used to it, have actually addressed it, not have actually used it, not necessarily because maybe it takes me a little bit longer. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. But regardless, if anyone who's been here for definitely an extended period of time, so this might happen to you. If you're gonna be here for 10 years, you might start addressing people ma'am and sir. Now the other day I actually was about to say it, sir. Next time you probably see me on a video in a year from now, I'm probably gonna be saying left and right, just to be honest. But it is one of those common things that happen in the South. And again, I don't think it's necessarily a respect thing per se, or it's just kind of like a hierarchy thing, but it's really more just like a common way of saying a person like, hey, you're sir or ma'am in the area. So again, that took me a few minutes to get over when I first got here. So just keep that in mind when you're making your way down to Northwest Arkansas. And the second thing that's certainly different in Northwest Arkansas and the South comparison to other parts of America, and this is one of the first things I noticed when moving here. If you are standing in line randomly at Starbucks, coffee shop, getting groceries, doesn't make a difference, the chances of someone striking up a conversation with you are very high. Very common in the area. It's not because they're looking to do anything or try to get information, they're just striking up a conversation. So I have two thoughts on this. The first thought when this happened when I first moved here, and this is definitely stupid for me because I should have probably adjusted, but when someone randomly struck up a conversation when I was in line, my first thing was actually tapping the back pocket to make sure that my wallet was there, if I'm being honest. Because the way that I was taught, or at least that I should say like used to in bigger cities, Chicago, San Francisco, California, whatever it is, bigger cities, you name it, in the North or West, just kind of common practice, is you're kind of like, why are you talking to me? Are you looking to distract me from getting my wallet or pickpocketing me? Or like, it's such a weird experience the first time it happens, or maybe the first 10 times it happens. But you quickly realize, which is the second part of this actual thing I want to mention, is that people are just genuinely friendly in the area. It is common, and this may not happen to you, so I don't want you to freak you out. It's not far-fetched for if someone wants to like just like ask you a question, they don't, like maybe a neighbor or something, they might come knock on your door and be like, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. Here's a pie, here's this, here's my family, here's we do this, here's our friends down the neighborhood, kind of give you a lowdown. Super common around the area. If you're in we'll say the North or other parts of America, it might not be super common, but here in Northwest Arkansas, and I can only speak to this, not the full South, but here in Northwest Arkansas, super common for the neighbors to introduce themselves, walk down, introduce the kids, here's this, all the little lowdown, all the different things that happen in the neighborhood. You will be fully aware of it because someone's gonna knock on your door at some point and say, welcome to the area. Just be prepared for that, especially if you're not used to that. That is a common practice here in Northwest Arkansas. Whoa, 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 whoa. I made something for you. I made something called 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're looking to check this place out. Maybe you're looking to see if it is the best place to live in America. Secret, it is. I made 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is. I have 3-day itineraries linked below. So definitely download them and use them when you get down here. Also, you might be using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. It sounds exactly what it is, literally. So enter your information below, names, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. Where do you want to move to in Northwest Arkansas? Enter all the information below and make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes for home for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, every single Friday, I send an email just talking about all the cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas. What's going on downtown Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? What's going on First Thursdays? When's First Fridays? What's going on downtown Rogers? What's going on in Pinnacle? There are so many things all the time happening in Northwest Arkansas. Enter your name and email below and make sure you get that email every single Friday. But I need you to be aware, you will get a little fear of missing out, a little FOMO, so to speak, but I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. And the third thing that was definitely different in the South or Northwest Arkansas comparison to other parts of America is going to be the slower pace of life. Now I want to put a little asterisk here. It doesn't mean that we or Northwest Arkansas get a lot done. That is certainly to be true. Obviously, there's big corporations here. They have a lot of expectations, yada, yada, yada. You get that. But when it comes to like the slower pace of life, there's a lot of time carved out for just things outside of work. I have a couple different theories on this. The first theory is that other corporations around the area have the culture that they all have families, they have things to do, they have friends, they have get-togethers, they have things, and so they kind of pass that logic down the pipeline for everyone else in the companies. So maybe you're used to working extended long hours and being overworked. That may be true here. I've yet to see that for a lot of people I've helped work here. Maybe an example is better. I had one person move from Chicago and he got a new job at a company here. The manager came, like he's been working there for 6 months and what he noticed that the managers and everyone else was leaving around 5 o'clock p.m. And he's like, this is crazy. He's used to working 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night on normal time up in Chicago. And so he's like, I have so much extra time with my family, with my friends, for things to do. And he quickly realized like, oh my gosh, what I do with all this time. And that is a common occurrence that happens in Northwest Arkansas. Now, when I say also slower pace of life, it's that, hey, there's a lot of things to do here. And that's where the other part of this conversation comes into play. When you have so many other things to do, and I don't mean work, I mean like you can go mountain biking, you can go hiking, you can go to all the outdoor stuff, you can go hang out with friends. There's so many restaurants to do. There are plenty of events happening all across Northwest Arkansas. So when you get time off at like 5, 6 o'clock at night, which might be unique for you in a sense of like, maybe you're overworked way longer, you're gonna be like, I have time to do things. Why don't I go do things? And so that was kind of a revolutionary idea that I realized in Northwest Arkansas, especially helping people move here with jobs. And so it was a big win for them. But again, the slower pace of life comes the fact, not that we're filling time with like less things, but it's things that we actually enjoy doing that would be considered a slower pace of life. So that's kind of a weird, I think, cool thing that actually happens in Northwest Arkansas. And the fourth and final thing that I found super unique to the South and also just the whole area around Northwest Arkansas, comparison to the North and other parts of America, is going to be the love and excitement for the outdoors. And it is so varied here what the outdoors means. It means for people that want to spend time on paved trails just walking around. It means people that want to jump on a mountain bike. It means people that are parasailing off mountains. Yes, that's a thing in far parts of Northwest Arkansas. It means people that are rock climbing. It means people that are actually having parties outdoors. It means people that are going to festivals that are outdoors. It means for music events. It means for so many different things spending time outdoors that you're gonna find plenty of things to do outdoors here. Now, I also want to kind of curtail a little bit in the fact that Northwest Arkansas and the South are big believers of preserving the outdoors. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of acres that have been dedicated to never being developed, no commercial, nothing ever being done, parks only. That is a very common practice here in Northwest Arkansas. So that is one thing that I appreciate. Also, there's a big, there's plenty of nonprofits that do this, but one of them that comes to mind is the fact that there's actual gravel road commission that actually said that this gravel road in Northwest Arkansas will never be developed. It'll never be paved. It'll be just gravel road. I think it's fascinating because they obviously are very big gravel bikers around here and just bikers that want to be in the country. And this is kind of a way to actually make sure that it's never developed. So I find this stuff really cool. So you don't often see that other parts of America and the commissions and the nonprofits that are really preserving the outdoors for the community, for people around here. If you want to spend more time outdoors, again, the weather here is very temperate and good, especially in the winter, and also summer can get a little warm. We're talking like 92 degrees, sometimes 93. Obviously, it can be humid to some extent, but for the most part, once you get past that little bit of a blip in like July and June-ish, it gets really clear sailing from like August, September, all the way up until like July of the next year. Winters are temperate. I digress. So people have the time and the slow pacedness and the great outdoor space to spend plenty of time outdoors here in Northwest Arkansas. And so that's really a big part of it, is just the uniqueness with the South, that they're very obsessed with spending time outdoors, whether it's fishing or hiking or whatever it is. They really want to maintain their outdoor space here in the area. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you have not been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is, literally a package full of all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. It comes with a 120-page guide, literally a guide of all the things you want to know about Northwest Arkansas. Education, systems, anything, all the cool things to do here. Comes with that guide. Plus, it comes with the 3-day itineraries, which I mentioned before, and it comes with postcards, everything you want to know about Northwest Arkansas, and it comes with a handy-dandy Northwest Arkansas coloring book. Do it for the coloring book. I mean, come on now. Anyways, it's a literal package, literally shipped right to your home, Enter your name and address below. I'll make sure to get that package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite fuller F word. Free! So enter your information below and make sure to get that package shipped to you right away. All right, guys, I'll see you next one.